see. Carol, what is Carol saying? Made it on time, California. Oh, gosh, 114. You must live in the Central California. I was going to say in hot California. Hello, Dave and Julia, Linda, Susan, Lois, Judy. Hello, everyone. Welcome in tonight. And then I want to say welcome to everyone that will catch the replay later on. This is our last Crafty Live just for a little bit. I am going to take time off next week to get all moved into our new house and set up a new craft room and all that good stuff. And so I am actually doing quick and easy cards tonight and multiple, but I'm going to do a little something that is new to me. And I'm sure some of you have already heard of it, but it's called cut and shuffle. So, and this is with pattern paper. So have any of you, tell me in the comments if you ever have done cut and shuffle cards, because they're quick, easy, add a sentiment, especially when we have all this beautiful pattern paper that coordinates in our paper pads. And so I thought that would be really fun tonight. And then when my live is finished tonight, I'm going to have 4 Christmas cards. So 4 different cards. Never heard of it. Never heard of cut and shuffle. Yay. Okay. So it was new to me too. Haven't heard of it. Okay. Yay. Hey, Dee. Cut and shuffle. Yes. So fun. Dee has heard of it. I had not. And so, of course, where do you go when you're looking up ideas for quick and easy cards? Pinterest, right? And so I was like, quick and easy card ideas, because that's kind of been my theme lately with all the packing and moving and everything. And I am down to minimal supplies. So this popped up on Pinterest, cut and shuffle. And it's using and taking a pattern paper pad, and most of them have coordinating colors, so you can kind of choose, a few patterns, a few solids in there, and you cut it and shuffle it, and then you build your cards. So that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm in the same boat, packing again. I know, Dee, I hear you. I knew that you were moving back across country, and I'm so excited for you. Thankfully, we're just moving across town, but it's still no fun. Okay, I'm having a great day. Things are just getting super busy around here. We have one more little meeting tomorrow. We close on our house on Friday morning, and then Friday afternoon, the wildness starts here. So fun things, learning something new again. Okay, perfect. All right. Hey, Tanya. Hello, everyone that's coming in. Beth and Susan. All right. I'm going to go down to the desk view. And, of course, Honeybee Stamps has all kinds of really pretty paper pads. But I was like, what can we do that, we've kind of been on this Christmas in July thing. I could have done like, masculine birthday cards or feminine birthday cards. Masculine birthday cards, this would be a really good technique to use for those, because you grab our Grain and Grunge paper pad, or the Outdoors, the new Adventure Awaits paper pad, cut and shuffle, and then you've got 4 cards. All right. So this is what I've done. I chose this, and remember, I'm living out of boxes. So I just picked this out. I thought, oh, this has a lot of great patterns in it. And what I did to decide what I was going to do, and this is anytime I mix any type of pattern papers, is I try to do maybe one bold pattern or one that's more busy, and then mix it with some others that are not quite as busy or have, a smaller, more subdued pattern to it. So what I did was I picked this pine and the berry pattern first. And because everything in that pattern and that paper pad pretty much coordinates, I knew that the little candy cane stripe was going to go well with that. And then I have this really small leafy green pattern that's going to coordinate. And then instead of pulling in another pattern to make my cards too busy, I'm actually going to pull in craft cardstock. And this is just going to kind of anchor everything together. And so there's a brown here. I could have chosen maybe a different green or maybe gone with a lighter kind of limey green. I just chose an easy craft cardstock. And so what we're going to want to do first, let me kind of move everything out of the way here. What I want to do first is I want to cut the pieces. And so I'm going to start with, let's see here, I'm going to make sure. I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches. And so I'm going to go right in here, and then I'm going to save and stick all this back in my paper pad. And then I'm going to flip this stack over, and I'm going to cut this one to 5 1/4. And cutting it to 4 by 5 1/4, it is going to allow me to have that little border that I like with my cards. Okay, so I've got my 3 patterns all cut to 4 by 5 1/4. Now I just need to do my piece of craft here because I've already got it cut down to A2, but I'm going to trim it down even more because I'm going to mix this in with my other papers. Okay. Now, so I'm starting out with 4 by 5 1/4 on all 4 sheets. And there's lots of different ways that you can cut and slice this to kind of do this cut and shuffle card making method. But if you're stuck in a rut, this would be a really good thing, or really fun thing to try, because literally it's just picking out some pattern paper and then cutting it and shuffling it. Okay, so this is where I'm going to have to concentrate. So I'm going to turn it up vertically here, and I want to cut all 4 pieces to 2 3/4. So I'm going to line it up, and I love this trimmer because it has the marks and things all the way down. So I can make sure that all my little pieces are lined up all the way down. So I'm going to cut this side off. Okay. And then I am left with these 2 stacks. Now I've got all my papers stacked up together just to make it quick and easy. If you wanted to, cut them one at a time, you could do that. Okay. Now I am going to take this stack, which is the larger stack. I'm going to flip it over horizontally, and I am going to cut this at 3 inches. So I'm going to line up all my little lines, make sure my stack of paper is all good to go, and then I'm going to cut it again. Okay, so this is what I am left with, is those 2 stacks right there. So let me set those aside, and then we have to deal with our little pieces here. Now this is super easy. I'm going to make sure they're all stacked up nicely. Stick them in there. And then for this one, I'm going to cut it at 2 inches. So I'm going to make sure it's lined up all the way down. My stack is all nice and together. And then there we go. All right, so let's put this little guy out of the way. And then now we have, if I stack all these up just like so, this is kind of the piece of paper that we started with. So everything is cut. Now it is time to play the shuffle. And so I know that I want, let's see if I can get them all out here. So we have this piece, and then the other craft piece, I know I want another card. And then we have this craft piece, and then this craft piece. And then the green is going to go over here. And then the green. And then let's see here. The green. And then the green. Okay. And then we have our pretty pine and berry. And so I know I need one of that size up in here, right? And then we have the pine and berry. Now this is where down here, let me shuffle. Here we go. And then I need a, let's see here, that one. Are you guys getting the shuffle here? And then I need a pine and berry here. I need a, nope, I already have one there. Now is trying to figure out where everything goes. A candy cane up here. And now you can see where this whole card front, that one is all, you know, kind of shimmied around. Okay. And then I need a candy cane right here. We're kind of seeing where everything is going together. And then I want a candy cane up here. And then I need a pine down here. Okay, so this is our shuffle. So do you see our 4 card fronts now? And you can kind of see, like when I was choosing the patterns, let me go here so we can look like we're like talking with one another. You can tell like when you're choosing the patterns, I was just really careful. So I did this pine as my busy pattern, right? And it's got all my color scheme in it. So you may want to choose, like if you're doing, let's say, more feminine birthday cards, maybe you want to choose a beautiful, like watercolory floral that's got lots of pretty colors in it, right? And then maybe you do something that has like a tone on tone with a smaller leaf or a smaller pattern that's not as busy. And then again, you know, maybe you choose like a polka dot or a gingham or something right here. You could choose another pattern right here. I chose to go with the craft cardstock because it kind of, another pattern was when I laid them all out was looking too busy and I didn't want it too busy. So I'm pulling out the browns from the stems and again, kind of coordinating back to my main piece of paper. Okay. So we've got all of our shuffling done. That's the shuffle. And I'm going to cheat. If I can pick these up. And I have 4 just white pieces of scrap paper that I'm going to glue my pattern down on just to make it easy for me. So I'm going to slide that over, I'm going to slide this little guy over, and I'll start with this one here in the center. And then all you do is start gluing down. And so this should be easy because I trimmed these white pieces of paper down to the same size as my my cuts. So 4 by 5 1/4, because again, I like to have that little border around the edges. And then that way, if you're doing Christmas cards or something like that, you could do a red card base, or you could do a green card base, or I'm just going to do white. We're going to keep it super simple. But I know because I've got everything kind of trimmed down that I can butt all of these up against one another. And if my brain was working right when I cut all this out, it should just line right up and just shimmy together and butt together like little puzzle pieces. Okay, do you see how all this is coming together? So this, and I started out and I thought, oh, I'll do like masculine cards or something. And then this Make It Merry Christmas paper pad popped out of my little bin. And I thought, oh, that is perfect. Okay, look how fun. Okay. And Christmas cards is another time that we like to mass produce. And so this would be an easy way to mass produce a bunch of Christmas cards. Okay, I've got one panel all done. So I'm going to lay that there. I'm going to grab on and I'm just going to keep you guys chat there. I'm going to just chat with you while I am gluing. So that down, and I'm cheating by using the extra cardstock underneath. You don't have to do that. But one, I didn't want to eyeball it on my card front because that's where I would go, oh, well, I'm off a little bit, or whatever. Plus, when I add this onto my card base, I can actually pop up this whole panel and have my pattern kind of popped up off of the front a little bit if I want to, like with some foam tape or foam dots or whatever. Okay, so let me shimmy this in here, and I like to kind of pick it up and kind of move it around to make sure that everything is lined up where it's supposed to be. It is not perfect right there, but I think that we're going to live, right? Okay, and I'm just going to keep working. Let's see here. It's easier using the plain paper behind the squares. I think so too, and that's why I kind of am doing that, is because to me, I thought, ooh, do I really want to try to eyeball it and get all of my margins around the side? Do I want to try to eyeball that and it be perfect? This way, I can kind of get them all down here and shimmied on here with my liquid adhesive, and then add it on to a card base. And then, when you send these in the mail, they're going to be really nice and sturdy because you've got a little bit of extra weight in your little backer piece here. Okay. Keep working my way around. You can see this is really fast. The hardest part for me, and I shouldn't say hard, it took the longest for me to pick out the pattern paper that I wanted to use and to make sure, because you can see some of these patterns. Do you see how, like, if I had used something like this with like this, well, that looks really pretty together, and you start mixing stuff like this and it gets sometimes a little psychedelic looking, and you're like, ooh, I don't know that I want to do that. And you could always, mix your pattern up a little bit to make it fit your card. And there's all kinds of, different cuts and things you can do. I saw some of the little, let me make sure that I have that one. See, that one's not the right way. This is what happens when Kelley starts talking. I saw all kinds of different ways to cut it. For example, some of them had like horizontal cuts and little pie pieces out of it and things like that. And I thought, no, that is too fancy for my brain right now, that we're going to do this. Let me lay these in to make sure that I'm getting this right. We're going to do this really easy. So these straight cuts like this, and you can see like with this little geometric kind of pattern we have going, where this would be really cool for masculine cards. I think it would be neat to do like our Adventure Awaits paper pad, and then with some wood grains and things, and then just put a really cool kind of masculine happy birthday sentiment or happy retirement or whatever. This would also be really cool just to make a whole bunch of backgrounds in different colors and just have like this. And then you put whatever sentiment you need. You just grab a background and you are all set and ready to go. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me do it like this so we can see here. So it almost makes like, it looks like a little quilt or something that we've made, right? Okay, so easy peasy. So let me stack these up. And then while that glue is doing its thing, let's go ahead and do a sentiment. And I'm going to doing these easy as well. All right, so I've taken this layering frame die set. And I honestly can't even tell you right now. Let's see, is Lisa in here? Maybe Lisa or Dee may be able to tell us if you remember the name of this. I always forget the names. So a layering frame. Now, most of the time when I'm doing a card, and you'll see a lot of the design team too, they may use like a couple of these outside frames, right? And that's because we're doing it to layer on to a card. And we'll use these really big ones. But I thought, well, what if I take a couple of these center areas, the center ones, and make a place for a stamped sentiment. So now I've got these really pretty little layering pieces that's going to be really pretty on our Christmas cards to add, you know, a Merry Christmas like this. This would even be really pretty on a horizontal card. If you wanted to add, you know, a pretty little Merry Christmas, you could even tie a Christmas ribbon or some twine or something across it. So don't forget about your layering frames dies when you need a little something for the sentiment and you don't want to just use the coordinating dies that go with our sentiment sets. This is a really great way, you know, to kind of stretch those die sets out. All right. So I have yourself a Merry Little Christmas in my Misty. And this is actually from the, let me pull it out here. I can get it. This is the Tag Your It sentiment set. So this is made, or we created this for you to create Christmas tags, right? And we've got the dies that you can cut out the little sentiments and make holiday tags for your gifts. But we have some really great sentiments on here that are great for cards. So I've got the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I like that cute little font. And I've got it in my Misty. And I am going to line up each one of these on my line here, just like this. And I'm using the little points here on the side. And I'm going to stamp it in a coordinating green. So the Rustic Wilderness is going to coordinate back to our papers and things that we're using. So let me put my 4 sentiments back there. And again, mass production. I'm going to stamp 4 of these, the same sentiment, so we're not switching anything out. Not switching out any of the stamps or anything like that. So, and I'm going to stamp this. I like to stamp it several times because I'm going to get it really nice and dark and green. Okay, so we've got number 1, and let me take my tweezers, and then I'm going to set that aside, and I'll grab the next one, and we'll put it in there. Okay. We need to do a challenge. Maybe we'll do that next month where we do our monthly challenge can be a cut and shuffle. That would be fun with like pattern paper and then just having the, you know, add a sentiment. I even saw a bunch of cards on Pinterest, of course, where they had done the cut and shuffle, but they added, you know, maybe a little flower die cut or something like that just to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. Okay, there's number 2. Let's see, these would be great for gift tag. They would be really nice gift tags. They sure would. And they're pretty because they emboss all that pretty little details around the edges. This has got like little pinpoints. I know it's hard for you guys to see on camera, and I'll hold it up. And then the red layer has detail around the edges of that too. And I'll hold them up here in a second so you guys can get a closer look. Get that a few times. That way it's just really nice and dark and rich, like the same shade of green from the paper. And then this is the last one. Stick it down there and then we'll ink and go. Okay. And then if you really wanted to make this fancy, you could always use embossing powder or glitter embossing powder. A gold for Christmas. Gold would be really pretty. Gold or silver. So you could really get fancy if you wanted to. Okay. And then let me pick that out. And then we'll set this guy aside. We're all finished with that. And then now, let me hold up these dies. The two that I used. Maybe easier for you to see the details on the dies themselves. Okay, so this is the red. Let me hold it up. And you can see where it like letter presses almost the little scallops and then the little stitched, and there's even a little line or a little embossed area around the edges, but you can see all that. And then for the white piece of paper, it cuts around the scalloped edge, and then all the rest of that detail is pressed into the paper. So we've got these fun little, almost look like little petals that are pressed into the paper. Let me hold up one of the white ones and see if you'll be able to see it if I tilt it in a light. So it has all that really nice little detail in there. So it makes it, it's a little more special than just cutting out a little rectangle or something like that for our cute little Christmas cards. Okay, so I'm going to add this white onto the red. Let's just do liquid adhesive because we may want to pop up some of the other little elements onto our card base. And I'm just going to lay it down. And then I like to pick everything up kind of and hold it up right in front of my eyes. That way I have time and I can kind of see and shimmy everything around. So see how cute that's going to be? And now we've got all of our colors. We've got the red, the white, and the green. So I'll lay that aside and we'll just keep working down our little assembly line here. Let me pick that up. Let's see here. Okay. And I can kind of plot and then get up and shimmy. There we go. Make sure that's all nice and pressed on there. And then we have the next one. Let's see, what is, somebody is sharing good news. Patricia's sharing good news, and I missed it. But I see everybody saying congratulations. Okay, let's make sure that looks good and straight. And then where we go. One of these work great. Yeah, all 4 cards. Yeah, so it's mass produced, and especially Christmas cards, right? Or birthday cards to have in your stash where you just need to grab and go. It would be easy. All right, let me get rid of that. Okay. All right, now here we go. Now we're getting serious. Okay, so I've got 4 white card bases. And then let's see here. I don't really make Christmas cards. Beth, as bad as it sounds, I do Christmas cards for work, and I'm horrible sending out cards, like BAD, bad. Bad. So I think I'm going to pop a couple of these up. Let's do a couple with a little bit of dimension, and then let's do a couple flat. And maybe we pop the sentiment, just the sentiment up on a couple. So I'm going to pull these back. Let's see, this would be cute with different colors of gingham, totally. And we've got so many cute gingham paper pads that you could really go to town and, you know, mix and match the ginghams. Okay, now. All right, so that's pressed. And then we've got a little border around the edges. And then because we pop that up, let's just add this flat. But you could see here, while you've got your little panel off, you could wrap it in twine. I've even got my red and white twine right here. Maybe we play just a little bit. And I'm going to kind of, I don't want it like perfectly lined up with anything because everything kind of looks like a little quilt. But that's kind of cute, don't you think? Okay, let's see here. My husband is home now, as those of you know, and he's doing something to like the Wi-Fi, and he's going to be in trouble after that. So I keep having to click stuff on my computer because he's trying to add something to the Wi-Fi, but he's going to be in timeout. I'm going to save those for my sentiments here in a minute. And one more. And then see, we could even do it like so and have, you know, instead of having this heavy piece here or the slim part on the right, we can flip it around and have it on the other side. We can mix it up. And let's do this number and kind of plop it down. And then I'm going to hold it up and make sure it's all pretty straight here. Look how cute those are. And it kind of like with this rectangle, it kind of follows in the same, you know, we've got rectangles, we have squares, but then with the embossed area, it gives it just a little bit of dressiness. Okay, now we've got these others. All right, let's try. I just so happen to have my twine sitting here. And let's just play with it just because, right? Okay, so let me think about this for a second. All right, this was not planned. So let's wrap it a few times. And let's cut my tail pretty long. And I'm going to tie this, let's tie it way over here. Let's see, this may be terrible. And we'll say, no, don't do twine because that did not turn out cute. But we'll see. Okay, and I'm going to tie it way over here because I'm thinking I can pop up this little guy like right in here, but then we'll have a cute, like a sweet little twine bow. Thinking that we'll have that like right over in here. So let's see if I can do this and not get my thumbs all in the way. Right? Like right in there. And you know what I like to do? Let me see if I can get it. I like my tweezers to act as an extra hand. There we go. And then I can slip that out. Let me pull it really tight. And see, this is another thing that will drive me crazy is getting all the little things straight. Hey, buddy. Mommy's doing a live.
Okay.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you.
Are you going to come give me a kiss? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a kiss. Okay. I love you. Are you going to bed?
Uh-huh.
Okay, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everyone.
Oh, yeah, he's waving hello. Okay, tell everybody hi, and then you got to go to bed. I love you. Good night. Okay, kids. All right, and then we'll put this little guy over here. I'm going to jostle it over there just a little bit. And let me tell you guys, since Dad is home now, it's my house. Since Dad came home, is like a free-for-all. I don't know, like Mom must be the drill sergeant or something. I don't know, but he's out of bed. All the things have gone crazy. I had everything down to like the routine, all the little things, and now we're crazy town, but that's okay. Let's see here. Oh, is Lisa here? That's so sweet. And see, now the puppy. See, what did I tell you guys about it's complete chaos. And now the puppy is going to be mad. It's Penny in here. And not too long ago, I had to start kicking Penny out of the live streams because she decides that during all of this card making that it either we have to bark or we have to cry. And there we go. Okay, so here's something completely different. So a little bit of like little candy cane striped twine. So we've got plain popped up. We've got a little bit of twine back there. That's kind of cute like that. You could even, tuck a little candy cane, like, what are those things called that, like the clay bits, like the craft companies have. I know a lot of times Melissa will have cute little clay bits and things, like a little candy cane or a little. I'm not going to do that on this one because I fussed too long with the bow. I'm just going to do this one flat. But you could tuck that on there. A cute little jingle bell on your card would be super cute. All kinds of little ideas. A little candy cane die cut or a poinsettia. Okay, and let's do this little guy. We'll do it flat too. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to make sure we are all lined up here. Okay, now. All right, so we've got completely flat, all glued flat with liquid adhesive. And then we have, okay, you're just fine. Here, come on. How'd you go? Oh my goodness. Okay, completely flat. And then we have popped up. There we go. And we've got a popped up. And then we've got the super fancy, which is not really super fancy, with a little bit of twine. And they're all a little bit different. Okay, let's see here. I like the candy cane twine. I do too. I seriously had this on my desk for whatever reason. I don't know why, because my twine is in a box all packed up, but it was sitting there and I saw it and I thought, but that's really cute, huh? Oh, here we go. Love these cards. Turned out right. Okay, so cut and shuffle. Do you think that you guys will try this? And how long? 39 minutes. And I've been doing a lot of yakking for 39 minutes. The twine was meant to be. It was meant to be. Certainly going to give this a try. Please. I think this would be really fun to do as in our challenge group. And we can get a whole bunch of cards done this way. 4 out of those little pieces of paper. And because our paper pads are so cool, where did those go? I cut off that whole other side that we would have 4 more cards out of. So one of our paper pads, let me grab it. Here's a floral that I was looking at. So this would be pretty for feminine cards, right? But one of our paper pads, you're going to, cut the page in half, and you're going to get 4 cards over here and 4 cards over here. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck with this. I love this size paper, 6 by 8.5. Okay, I think I'll try it tomorrow. Perfect. Yay. All right, you guys. All right, so I know my friend Lisa is here. Honeybee paper pads are amazing. Thank you. Love the new size. We do too. And I know we do have some larger scale crafters that do A7 size cards. And so it makes it good for all of our larger card makers too. All right, Lisa is going to choose our giveaway winner. And I want to remind you guys that I will be moving next week. So we won't have lives next week, but the following week we will, and I will put out a reminder for everybody. I'm a paper hoarder, so I need to do this. Yes, me too. Okay, I think Lisa's here and is going to choose the winner. I think I saw Lisa. Thank you, Dee. You as well, Dee. Dee is moving too. All right, so maybe Lisa's not here. Oh, Carla won. I missed it. Congrats, Carla. Did I miss the winner, you guys? Could you help me out for a second? Let's see. Thank you, everyone. I may have missed the winner. Oh, here it is. Found it. Found Lisa. Carla Lindblad. Lindblad. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. Carla, if you will email me at Kelley, Kelley at honeybeestamps.com, I will get you your prize. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight, and I will see you here in about a week and a half or so after the move. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.